Hi, welcome to Mindful Chatting. I want to say something that might feel a little uncomfortable. Avoiding discomfort doesn't actually make life easier. It just delays the hard because no matter what you choose, there's always going to be discomfort. The question is are you choosing the discomfort that moves you forward or the one that just keeps you stuck? Today, we're going to unpack this, but don't worry, we're going to do it together.
Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpacked mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat.
We spend a lot of time trying to find this easier path to life, the one that feels maybe less stressful, less uncomfortable, maybe even less overwhelming. But the truth is, there is no easy path in life. There's just different versions of a hard. And so avoidance is powerful because it gives you this immediate relief. You don't have to have the conversation or make the decision or start the task or set the boundary. And for a moment, you really do feel better. But that relief is really temporary because what you're avoiding doesn't actually go away. This is where people get stuck. Avoidance trades this short term comfort for long term discomfort. So instead of one uncomfortable moment, you get weeks of anxiety, ongoing stress, and really actually kind of repeating your patterns, this internal frustration. And over time, that builds into feeling stuck, this feeling of being behind, this feeling of disconnected with yourself. And I'm sure we've all felt that way at one time.
If you're nodding along and thinking, yep, this is totally me, I want you to stop and take a free quiz. I have made a quiz about what's your ADHD struggle, and it'll only take a couple of minutes. And at the end, there's a secret freebie waiting for you that will help you start working on your struggle right away. Look in the show notes for the link.
Let's break it down, but let's do this simply. Avoidance puts things off. It stays in situations that may not feel right. It's not speaking up, and it's not making changes when you probably know you should. This feels easier in these moments, but harder as time goes on. Intentional is having this conversation that maybe you don't want to, or setting that boundary, or starting before you feel ready, or making that change. This feels uncomfortable now, but it will get easier over time. And this isn't because you're weak, it's because your brain is wired for safety, predictability, minimizing this discomfort. So it chooses what feels better right now, even if it might cost you later. Avoidance doesn't just keep you safe, it keeps you in this same pattern, the same dynamics, in the same level of growth. And eventually it starts affecting how you see yourself because you know I'm not showing up the way I should and the way I want to. And that's where self trust starts to erode for you.
Okay, quick pause. Because you've ever found yourself rewinding this episode like 3 times because your brain just drifted, this is for you. I hear this all the time. I can focus, just not when I actually need to. And that's exactly what the focus course is about. Because here's the truth, ADHD isn't a lack of attention, it's a regulation issue, which is why some days you're locked in for hours and other days you're rereading the same sentence, wondering what just happened. So, inside my executive functioning focus course, I break this down in a way that actually makes sense for you. We go through how your attention works in your brain, your specific focus patterns, why you get distracted externally and internally, and how to actually build a system that helps you stay on track and come back when you drift. Because the goal isn't perfect focus, it's knowing how to return without spiraling. So if you're tired of blaming yourself and you just want something that actually works with your brain, I'll link the focus course in the show notes. All right, let's get back to this episode.
Instead of asking, how do I avoid discomfort? I want you to ask yourself, which hard am I willing to choose for myself right now? Because both options are uncomfortable. Both options are hard, but only one will actually move you forward. So, this is what it looks like in real life. In relationships, avoidance looks like not saying how you really feel. But intentional looks like having that really hard conversation, even when you don't want to. In work, avoidance may look like procrastinating on the thing that you probably knew you should be working on. But intentional looks like starting before you're ever really ready. And in personal growth, avoidance can look like staying the same, not moving, staying in that comfort zone. But intentional, well, that's maybe doing something unfamiliar, maybe leaning into something that might make you feel really afraid.
If you're listening to this and thinking, this is exactly what I struggle with, I want you to know that I built something specifically for you. The EF, or Executive Functioning Activation course, walks you through why task initiation feels so hard with your ADHD and how to actually get yourself moving without shame, pressure, or burnout. It's short, practical, and designed for ADHD brains, not productivity culture. If starting is your biggest barrier, this course gives you structure, language, and tools that actually work for you. You'll find the link in the show notes.
I think a lot of people aren't stuck because they don't know what to do. They're stuck because they're trying to avoid the discomfort that comes with actually doing it. You don't get to avoid the discomfort, unfortunately. You just get to choose which discomfort. And the more you start choosing the discomfort that aligns with who you want to be, you feel less stuck. And the more your life will actually start to shift. I want to thank you for joining me on this Thoughtful Thursdays for Mindful Chatting. And again, be gentle with your mind.
One more thing before you go, and this helps me personally, staying present and grounded, which we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into disconnection. Me too. It's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really anyone's brain, focus, relax, or sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools or ADHD-friendly resources, I'll keep a list of my favorite links in every episode.